In this lecture, we will talk more about the design tree since it is a relatively important element that we will refer to when creating models. We will be taking a look specifically at this model, which you can download with this lecture. We will be talking about 5 aspects that we can get from the design tree. Those are the history of the model creation, naming of features and sketches, rolling features, suppressing features, and finding which features link to each other. Let's start with the model history. The design tree shows us the sequence of features applied to create a certain model. This will enable us to understand how a model was created. This can be used for easier reference for ourselves when we come back to the model at a later time, or when we handle a model from somebody else. Looking at the design tree will give us an understanding of how that other person created this model. And then it will be easier for us to modify or work with the model which we got from somebody else. So that's the first point. The second point is about names of features and sketches. The design tree shows us all the features and also all the sketches that were used to create a certain model. Usually the namings of those features are quite generic and would be the name of the feature itself. So the first feature here is simply listed as Boss Extrude 1 because it was the first Boss Extrude feature we applied in this model. However, in other instances, especially when we have a large list of features that we have used, it might make more sense to name the feature with a different name to be able to refer to it at a later stage. And to rename a feature, we can simply right-click on the feature listing and then select the option Rename Tree Item. And then we can rename it whichever name we want. For example, here we can name it as Base Extrusion. We can also do the same for sketches. So sketches are also named in their sequence. So the first sketch we had is sketch 1, the second sketch is sketch 2. And we can rename those sketches by right-clicking on it and then selecting Rename Tree Item and renaming the sketch whichever we want as well. So we can name this as Base Extrusion Sketch. The third aspect we're addressing is rolling features. You will notice at the end of the design tree, there is a thick line. This line makes it easier for us to roll features. So for example, here I can click and hold in this line and drag it upward and then leave it here. And you will notice that the features under this line will be suppressed. In other words, they will be removed from the application on the model. So this is an easy way for us to go back and actually see the impact of every feature we apply throughout. The fourth element we want to talk about is suppressing a feature. Throughout the design tree, we can easily suppress or more or less remove the application of a certain feature. So for example, if I want to suppress this chamfer 3, I can simply right click and select the command suppress. And this will remove the feature from being applied in the model itself. If we want to reapply the feature again, we can simply right click and select unsuppress. The fifth element we wanted to discuss about benefiting from the design tree is that through the design tree, we can easily see which feature link to the other. Those are in both kind of relations, either a parent feature or a child feature. To enable this interface, we have to go to the view. We have to go to view and then go to user interface. And here we will find those two options, which are dynamic reference visualizations, both for parent and for child. So let's pick the parent one for now. Now, if I put the mouse cursor on Cut Extrude 1, you will notice arrows popping up showing you which other elements in the design tree are actually parent to this cut extrude. Parent features are features that are used as an essential reference to the creation of a particular child feature. For example, here our cut extrude 1 is a child feature of the base extrusion and does not link to chamfer 1 and chamfer 2. This means if I suppress both chamfer 1 and chamfer 2, cut extrude 1 will remain active. The other visualization option shows the child references. So let's go ahead and turn that on as well. Now, if I put the mouse cursor on the first feature, you will notice that this feature has 3 child feature and 2 parent feature and 2 parent features. And by this, we conclude the 5 aspects of how design trees can help us a lot when we are dealing with 3D models.